and welcome to HBM's Crypto-Corner for Wednesday, September 11th, 2020. Yes, it's 9/11. 23 years ago today was the worst terrorist attack on American soil ever. Anyway, we have a few things to talk about, so let's get started. Here's something interesting from the LochNessMystery.blogspot.com. Alan Wilkins in his 1975 Nessie photograph. Is that Blob the Loch Ness Monster? Another Nessie fan emailed me recently asking if I had any of Alan Wilkins' photographs, which were taken in July 1975. I recall at the time as a teenager I had seen one such picture on the front page of the Sunday Express, cut out to keep, but today I had no clue where it had gone. So the hunt began, ending with me finding a scan of it in my files and some other items. Regarding Allen himself, he was one of the understated monster researchers during those heady days in the 1970s. He was, in fact, the man who helped coin the term Nessiterus rhombopteryx back in 1975, using his knowledge of Latin as a classics teacher in the south of Scotland. A letter written from Sir Peter Scott to Allen in November 1975 shows the conversation that was ongoing before the famous unveiling of the Rise/AAS underwater photographs a month earlier. My thanks to Howard Pate for this image. The main reference to Alan Wilkins' experience on the day he took the above photo is laid out in an article in the Field magazine published on the 27th of November 1975 entitled The Monster, 4 Vital Sightings. This recounts what was an unexpected day for Allen on the 18th of July 1975, when he had not one but 4 sightings in the space of 15 hours. This began at 7:20 a.m., 1.5 miles south of Invermorston, where he saw a long dark line appear on the surface, which was followed by a black shape which submerged in a swirl of water. However, this was observed at about a distance of 2 miles through 10 by 50 binoculars. Allen's sketch below. And these are just some of the sketches. I guess these are his sketches. Alan Wilkins. And this must be him. So very fascinating stuff. Even though the photograph is just a blob Nessie. Like I say, very interesting. The missing Thunderbird photo mystery and other strangeness. ThunderbirdPhoto.com features investigations into the missing Thunderbird photo mystery. Thunderbirds, cryptids, ghosts, UFOs, lost treasures, and other monsters and legends. Visit the About section to learn more about the Thunderbird photo itself. Ivan T. Sanderson Files, Origin of the Thunderbird Photo. In this excerpt from my upcoming book about the missing Thunderbird photo, I delve into the origin of the infamous legend from the files of writer Ivan T. Sanderson and explore his investigation of monster birds in the remote forests of Pennsylvania. It's one of cryptozoology's most intriguing legends and enduring mysteries, the search for the missing Thunderbird photo. Said to be an old newspaper picture of several hunters posing with the body of a gigantic bird, countless people believe they have seen this haunting image, yet no one can ever relocate the original. It might sound like a pseudo-scientific urban legend, but there is a truth behind this enigma that stretches back 6 decades. The result of 6 years of intensive historical research and interviews, this excerpt from my upcoming book documenting the history of the Thunderbird photo tells the in-depth story of how the legend began. It started with 2 men who couldn't have been more different, yet shared a powerful attraction to everything anomalous and unexplained. Globe-trotting biologist and writer Ivan T. Sanderson and backwoods folklorist and fantasist Hiram M. Cranmer. And this is an artist's interpretation of what the photo is supposed to look like. It's a pretty long excerpt, so I'm not going to read it. Many thought Thunderbirds looked like this, but others thought they looked more like this. An actual large bird. You may remember, I think I've discussed the case of Marlon Lowe, who was picked up by a large bird back in 1977, I believe it was. But it's a fascinating case. Where is this photo? Does it actually exist? I don't think anybody really knows the answer to that, to be quite honest. There are those who swear they've seen it, but they can't place where they saw it at. Both Cranmer and Sanderson are dead now, so we can't get any answers from them. But if you guys want to, this link will be below in the description. So you guys can read all this for yourself. It's pretty lengthy. I'll let you guys read it for yourselves, as I said. Peter Burns' daring Yeti expeditions discovering the abominable snowman. In a recent video from the Paranorm Girl podcast, host Kristen delves into the life and contributions of Peter Byrne, a key figure in the world of Sasquatchery. Byrne, who passed away in 2023, not 2016, was known for his physical exertions in the hunt for the Yeti, as well as his fundraising efforts and numerous books on the subject. Don't know how they could have gotten it wrong that he passed away in 2016. He passed away last year on July 28th. I mean, certainly he's no longer with us, but he didn't pass away in 2016 because I met him in 2016. He was still very much alive. Anyway, it's a video about Peter Byrne. So I'll include the link to this as well if you guys want to check it out. Speaking of past things, we do have one to note, unfortunately. Jerry D. Coleman passed away. He is the younger brother of Loren Coleman. My youngest brother, Jerry D. Coleman, on the Sunday evening before Labor Day, September 1st, 2024, went out to his patio to enjoy the evening air, look at the trees behind his Harvard, Illinois home, and have a smoke. Neighbors saw him there after supper and the next morning, September 2nd, 2024. Curious, they checked on why he had not moved. About 10 a.m., they discovered he had passed away of what the authorities said was a heart attack. Born in Decatur, Illinois, Jerry was 73 and his death was a surprise. He had been defeating his health issues of late. A dozen years ago, his doctors were discussing two separate kinds of throat cancer overtaking his body. He struggled with medical advice and continued smoking while refusing recommendations to carry around an oxygen tank. Despite no longer driving, he felt good enough to live alone. And this is a photo. I believe his brother Bill has also passed away, Lauren's brother. This is Jerry right in the middle. Okay. And this is Bill. And this is Loren, young Loren Coleman. Here's Jerry's two books, Strange Highways and More Strange Highways. He also created the myth or real cards, which were released in 1994. I have the entire set of these cards, thanks to Brian Seach, by the way. He gave me a set of, he gave me the entire set of these cards. I have all of them. I've got all of them. Very good, very cool. They're very cool. They really are. They're really great. All kinds of Fortean and cryptozoological things in these cards, which is really cool. So actually, remember I mentioned about Marlon Lowe earlier and his account of being picked up by a large bird. Jerry was actually able to interview them on two occasions in 1977, within hours of the incident. Lauren returned in 1979 with Jerry to re interview the Lowes. Due to Jerry's involvement, he was quoted often by the media in newspapers and reality television programs. So, RIP, Jerry, and my condolences go out to Lauren and his family. Jerry also investigated the claims of Janice Carter and the Carter farm, the supposed Bigfoot creatures that were there. And once again, as I mentioned, Janice's claims, which apparently don't seem to have much, what you might call, credibility behind them. And that's according to Jerry's investigation. Now, this is him in recent years. So anyway, as I said, condolences go out to the family. And to quote the great Columbo, there is just one more thing. Cliff Barackman has been announced as the fourth speaker for the upcoming Ohio Bigfoot Conference, which will take place on May 3rd, 2025. Tickets will go on sale on Sunday, December 1st. And I believe, yes, it'll be noon Eastern. Yep, there you go. Speaker number 5 in the conference MC will be announced in the very near future. Thank you for your interest in the Ohio Bigfoot Conference 2025. All right, excellent. And I know a lot of people say, well, hasn't Cliff been there every year for the last 10 years? Just about? Well, yeah, but my challenge to those who say, oh, not Cliff again, is start your own conference. If you have a problem with repeat speakers, then start your own conference or just don't go to the OBC if you don't want to. I mean, heck, Jeff Meldrum was a repeat from last year as well. Renee Holland spoke in 2022 and in 2023 as well. That's right. She was there for a couple of years. And she's coming back for 2025. I have no issue with Cliff being back at the OBC, to be quite honest. Not at all. Considering that I missed the last couple of OBCs, and I'm hoping to go to this next one. One of these days, I gotta get out to his museum out in Boring, Oregon. No, literally, that's where it is. It's in Boring, Oregon, the town of Boring, Oregon. I can see where there might be some confusion, but no, the town is called Boring, Oregon. Anyhow, I'm pretty excited that Cliff's going to be back at the OBC, and Jeff Meldrum, and Shelley Covington, Montana, and Renee Howland. So, hey, good on you, Mark. And that's going to do it for this week. We want to thank you very much for tuning in. You guys are the heart of the show. I always say that, but I always mean it. And I'll continue as long as you guys want me to. Oh, and by the way, check out my latest HBM's UFO Corner about the Kenneth A. Arnold Mount Rainier UFO sighting. And next week, I'm going to have something interesting on the UFO Corner. I'm going to combine UFOs and cryptozoology. I'm going to talk about the UFO Bigfoot flap in Pennsylvania of 1973. So, until then, y'all be good or be good at this HBM's Crypto Corner.